Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel and a new update, which brings the Polish tech tree. Now, is this the end of the E100 with the arrival of the 60TP? Now, it's pretty much a better E100, much better. DPM is almost the same. I mean, it's not too much different than the E100. The penetration is exactly the same. However, it does have 600 alpha rather than the 640. Rate of fire is 4.32, reload 13.9. So a better reload than the E100. A higher caliber gun, better shell velocity than the E100 as well. But of course, you can actually up your DPM, which we will speak about. Aim time, the same, 2.63, 0.38 accuracy, and 7 degrees of gun depression. It's quicker as well at 36 kilometers per hour. Now, the armor profile on this thing, the turret is 280 millimeters on the front, 160 on the side, and your hull is 120. So your hull isn't that strong, but it's actually quite troll. Coming up against a few of these, it looks quite troll. But yeah, the turret is where you need to play this tank hull down. If you can get hull down, then you will get a few bounces. And that's something that E100 is unable to do because of the cheeks of the thing. Now, of course, with this, it brings a new consumable. And this is what people were talking about, the tungsten shells, which gives you an extra 15% off your damage per shot. Of course, the duration is only 20 seconds, so you can shoot twice if you're lucky, twice in that time, and it has a 78 seconds cooldown. So this is the thing that people were pretty much complaining about. It's going to be overpowered, it's going to be broken. Whether it's overpowered or not, at the moment it's too early to tell, because every single game I'm getting in, there is normally two of these 260 TPs. I had a game earlier that was 260 TPs on each team and 250 TPs on each team. And yeah, it's it's quite difficult to tell at the moment if it's going to be broken, but it's a good tank. Played correctly, it is a good tank. Now, if you don't get that hold down position, then you can get penetrated quite easily. So this game, you're going to see we don't even get too many bounces, to be honest, but we don't really play it in this hold down position. Now, with the tungsten shells, please use it correctly. You need to use it correctly. Don't just see an enemy and do what I normally do with the adrenaline and just smack the adrenaline. Use it wisely, and where I mean about that is only use it when you know that you will be able to get 2 shells out and you'll be able to penetrate, because of course it does do more damage per shot. I'm not really using it. I've noticed it a little bit. We've had a few 700 shots, nothing really more. So yeah, I smacked it here because I knew this 50 TP was going to come down. I didn't know it was going to get shot, so I was aiming to go and clear him. But yeah, of course, I do mess up a little bit. I know I've only got sort of 5 seconds left on it, so I do try and go forward. But unfortunately, I do miss out on that second shot. Now, if you do miss out on the second shot, it's not a massive issue. As long as you're able to get at least 1 shot out, you want to maximize that. If you do manage to get 1 shot out, you're still doing more alpha for that shot. So as long as you can definitely use it, don't use the tungsten shell if you know you're not going to be able to use it at all. As long as you get 1 shot out, then you've maximized, or you've hired your DPM. Your DPM's gone a bit higher. I mean, look at that armor profile. The armor profile is actually quite good. Looking at that. So yeah, it's, even though it says 120 on your hull, actually the upper plate is very, very strong. So yeah, if you can go in that hold down position, or I haven't really tried side scraping yet. I've tried it a little bit, it seemed to work, but yeah, hold down is where this tank is. There's not too many weak points with the tank. Now, of course, it is a bit slow, 35 kilometers an hour. It does feel a little bit slower than that, but yeah, it is what it is. It's definitely a better E100. Whether or not this will stop the E100 fully, I don't know, because I still enjoy the E100. For me, it is a different tank. But people have been saying like that is the end of the E100. There's no point playing the E100 now. But yeah, this is a better E100, but I think with a different play style. So the E100 still has a role to do out there, and it can still perform, and it will still be played. Of course, the E100 is always going to be played because it leads from the Tiger 1, the Tiger 2, and those are pretty much one of the most popular tanks in the game. So the E100 is always going to be around, but for me, this is a better E100, but still a sort of a different play style. So where people say that, oh, that's the end of the E100, it's not. It's still going to be there. It's still going to be around. People are still going to play bad in the tank as they normally always do. But yeah, this is a decent tank. It is a beast. It is a beast, and it's definitely worth grinding. But at the minute, it is. I'm not going to complain because we see it every update when there is a new tech tree that you just get loads of them. Every single battle you will come up against 2, or there'll be 4 on the whole game, and maybe even some of the tier 9. And I think, to be honest, that's the problem now, that because Wargaming leave it so long to bring in a new line, people are always grinding up their 3 XP, and they've got enough. Like, I have probably 13 million 3 XP plus 200,000 credits. So me grinding or me using 3 XP to get the tier 10 straight away hasn't even really put a dent in my 3 XP. And even if it did, I don't even mind, because when now is the next line going to come out? By the time the next line's going to come out, I'm going to get the 3 XP that I've used for this back. So yeah, that's the biggest problem now, where Wargaming leave it so long. People are grinding, they don't even have to grind, because they've already got the 3 XP there. So you can see we're going to start this game here. I haven't used the Tungsten Shell yet. Wasn't quite sure if I would get that shot off, but I'm just going to wait for my team. My team are all around, and they are starting to push the middle. Now we've got the 62p on our team, which is the Loca guy, very good player, and seeing as he is pushing, I decided to push as well. But I really need to watch the 60TP from the side there. Now he actually has a good game. Doesn't move from that position, but he has a good game. So now I've got a clear shot, over 700 damage that shot. I'm not going to be able to get out the second shot, but at least I managed to fire once. But I would still strongly recommend only using that tungsten shell if you know you can have 2 shots. But as I've said in the last battle, if you don't have 2 shots and you're only able to shoot once, then that's still not a massive problem. You are still upping that DPM just a little bit. Even using the shell once, I think then it ups your DPM probably more than the E100. If you're only able to use it once at a time, then yeah, I think you will be upping your DPM to more than the E100. So pretty nice, easy battle. It's a 7 versus 3 now. We're only on 2k damage. Now I've noticed as well, like the snapshots, you can actually get a few snapshots in this thing, like surprisingly. I've did it a couple of times, but yeah, it's like an IS-7 really. Like sometimes the shell goes in, sometimes it just goes to the next map. Now you can see the armor profile there on that 60TP. Like it's very troll indeed. And as you can see here, the turret, just look at that turret, absolutely amazing. So that is because of the turret. You need to play this in a hold down position as much as you possibly can, and then that's when you will start getting them big bounces. Now that lower plate of course is very weak, but if you're moving up and down like on a ridge or side to side, then you're going to get some bounces. I mean, I haven't really been shot this game, so I've had one bounce, that's it. And we're going to get our final shot there in on that 60 TP. Now this next shot, I was thinking, you know, I'm just going to use the HE. I moan at people not using HE when there's a low hit point tank, but unfortunately for me, I hit his gun. So that was my error. But he is going to get taken out, no problem. It's a 5 versus 1, and I think our 50 TP is going to take him out. So it's a pretty decent tank. Whether it's OP or not, people might think it's OP in a hold down position because that is where it is strongest. But yeah, definitely recommend getting the tank. It is a much better E100 with a kind of different playstyle than the E100. So the 60 TP, it is a fun tank to play, but at the moment there's just too many out there. But it will die down a bit. That is literally always the case when there is a new tech tree. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Go start grinding the 60 TP if you haven't got the free XP. If you do have the free XP, I would recommend using that free XP to just get the tank straight up. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With